How you doing out there, world? Once again, this is BJ Benjamin doing my video blog, Got a Question, Get a Lovelation. Once again, which is a spin-off from my book, Lovelations, which was published and can be found at Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com. But anyway, the way this works is, people go to my website, wordsofbenjamin.com, and, go to the blogs and ask a question dealing with relationships, and then I, as much as possible, respond with a video blog, which is what we have here today. So today, I'm responding to Miss Seeking Answers. So Miss Seeking Answers made the statement and asked the question. She was like, I know a man is supposed to find a woman, but is it okay if a woman lets a man know that she's interested in him? Alright, so I'm definitely going to answer that question right now. Now, dealing with that, first let's start with the man supposed to find a woman. Now, for most people that comes from, the scripture, he that finds a wife finds a good thing. That can be found in the Bible, in Proverbs, but, which is good, definitely true. A man that finds a wife does surely find a good thing. He also finds favor from the Lord. So definitely, it's sound and wise that the man finds the woman and not the other way around. But now when it talks about a woman letting a man know that she's interested, I want to talk about another story that's, famous to most people, and that's the story of Boaz and Ruth, which was like this match made in heaven in the Bible, right? If you go to some of those churches, all the women are looking for their Boaz, and all the men are looking for Ruth. Now, but let's talk about that story, that love story, just a little bit in depth real quick, because we're talking about a woman saying she's interested in this guy. So in the story of Boaz and Ruth, let's back up. Ruth is actually living with her mother-in-law, Naomi. Now, Ruth is actually widowed. Naomi's son died. She's a widow. Ruth's a widow, but she like, I'm gonna ride this thing out with you. I'm gonna stick by you. Even though my boo dead. So they're in this particular land, and she goes out to this field. Boaz sees her, checks her out, and asks, and suggests her do a certain thing as far as gleaning in the fields. And now because of his action to her, she went back and told Naomi about it. She was like, "Oh, girl, that's a good guy. What you need to do, you need to go sit at his feet, do this little thing, uncover it, do this, do that." Boaz woke up, saw what she was doing, and was like, "Hey, so you choosing me, right? Okay, that's good. I'm blessed, that you decided to do that," and they get together. Now, so with all of that, one of the first points I want to make is before Ruth let it be known to Boaz that she was interested, Boaz had already done something favorable to her, alright, directly to her, to make her be interested. So, it's okay to see a guy like he look handsome and all that, got everything going on for him, but before you state that you're interested, you may want to see if he's going to do something directly towards you that validate that he has, show some care, concern, or interest in you himself. It may not be directly geared towards a relationship, but just interest that he is acting in that manner. Alright, so that's the first thing you want to look for if you want to be wise about this approach. Now, based on that, Ruth did in fact let Boaz know that she was interested. Now, she didn't communicate it verbally, but her actions and her positioning herself let him know that the way she's positioning, what she's doing, is saying that she's interested in me. And you may want to go with that. Like, you may not come out and say, "Hey, I like you, I'm interested, can we do whatever, get to know each other," but you may want to position yourself and let your actions show that you would be willing to entertain that. And women, y'all creative, you can figure that part out, right? And like I said, even if you can't, it's okay to verbally, at that point, once you've gotten a sign, to introduce that idea, "I'm interested in you." But once again, base that interest on something he's done directly to you, not just for who he is, Now, let's talk about being interested. Now, being interested simply means that there's something about him, or if I'm talking to the guy, something about her that makes you want to get to know them better. Now, to like somebody, I would suggest that you know them well enough to say, I would like to be with them, that, I really want to date them. And that means that you have to really know them. And if that person hasn't approached you, like ladies, if he hasn't approached you, if you know him well enough to like him, he should also know you well enough to like you back. And if he hasn't said or did anything, then, well, maybe he doesn't like you in that aspect. So, just know the risk you're taking. If you know him well enough, like, we've been cool, all this other kind of stuff, I know him, I know all about him, and he hasn't done anything to show that he may want to take that relationship further, then he might not want to. So just those are little signs to take up on. So if you know him well enough to like him, he should also know you well enough to decide whether or not he likes you in that aspect. So definitely, it's okay for a woman to let a dude know she's interested. Now, her how, it just depends on how forward and direct you want to be with that. But it's okay. And the best thing to do is position yourself to allow conversation and give him an honest opportunity to find you, discover you, so to speak. You can be right there in front. You can be right there in front of him, but it may take a little while. So you govern yourself, decide how long you're gonna wait to see if he does anything further. But know your own value and what you're introducing, and if what you're willing to give at that point in time isn't enough to get him to come out of his shell or anything like that to try to take that further, you might not be the one, or it might not be the time. You got to decide that yourself. Not even myself can give you that type of discernment. You kind of got to read those by a case-by-case basis. So yes, by all means, let a guy know you're interested, but be wise about how you do it. Also know that being interested doesn't mean the giving of yourself any more than what you would as a friend. All you simply doing is say, hey, let's devote some more time to getting to know each other more and determine whether or not we should try to take this even further. It's kind of like a job interest. They interview you. They're not promising you anything, but the opportunity to allow you to present with your qualities and decide whether or not this is going to be a working fit. But there's no commitment there at a point of interest. It's, hey, I saw your resume, looks kind of good, how about we call you in, have further conversations. And so if you're going to speak about interest, let it be that conversation. Don't go automatically spending these late nights or all this other stuff that gets you caught up early. Get to know the guy first. All right. Well, seeking answers, I hope all that bit of information helped you out. Not, ask another question. Anybody else watching this video, if you've got an additional question, all of that, once again, visit me on my website, wordsofbenjamin.com. Click on the blogs, go to the Got a Question, get the Love Relation section, ask your question. So once again, this is PJ Benjamin saying, got a question, get your love relation. All right, and as I always, hope y'all take care, and let's deal with these relationships in a healthy manner. All right. Peace out.
Hey, baby, baby.